And we're off. How you doing today, Cuz?
Doing all right. How you doing?
We gotta wait. We gotta wait. You know the vibes. We gotta wait till we get our five.
12 o'clock episode.
Welcome to a midday Midwest mess. Welcome to the midday midway mess. Hold on, I gotta redo the post. Mm. Just so
He sent you the
everybody can
stuff. He
see.
sent you the stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We already together.
This white on white crime right here. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, y'all missed us. Y'all must have missed us. It's okay. I'm sorry. Y'all can blame it on me, man. It's my fault. All right.
Take me through there.
Uh,
Take me through there. They ready now. You see them? Boom, boom, boom.
hold on. I gotta add everybody to the title so till it gets to everybody. I think I'm spelling your name wrong. Yep, there you go. There you go. All right, we getting ready to get started. I just want to update my status. Give me 1 second.
Welcome to the Midwest Mess. We appreciate everybody tuning in, man. We already know how it's gonna go down. You already know what's gonna go on, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get back to work, man. And if y'all still gotta keep us on, you know what I'm saying? Don't be late to work just because it's Friday. You feel me?
Yeah, we not even gonna sugarcoat it or BS it. Guess what? We got a special guest. As Mike already tagged y'all, I already know, man. We got Alec in the building, so we're just gonna bring him on and we're gonna get right to it. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it or none of that. So let's welcome him to the stage right now.
How's it going?
Welcome in,
How you
welcome
doing?
in to the Midwest Mess. How you doing?
Doing good.
That's great. I appreciate you coming on the platform. Appreciate having you come and take some time out your day to come out here with us on the Midwest Mess. Uh, so tell the people who you are and kind of, why we here today.
I run Vermilion County Watchdog, and we just
Hmm.
exposed a public official who works for the village of Catlin. He also works for the village of Tilton, and he has been retaliating against our organization, filing frivolous orders of protection because we exposed he was operating without the proper licensing. He has went after multiple residents in both those towns, and he loves to play the victim card, and he loves to be a bully also. After he filed this OP, he recently attended one of my court hearings, so I can't figure out if I need to get him an autograph or not.
And how did you figure that part out?
That he didn't have a license?
Yeah, that he was operating illegally. Was it through a transaction you guys were doing together, or kind of how did that come about?
We received credible information in our page about people in the county, and we look into everything we receive. So when there's a complaint made against a public official, we start looking into their entire background.
So basically, once you had exposed him uh, in retaliation, he kind of tried to expose you, or kind of what was?
Yeah. So he tried to expose me, but I didn't care. I'm not a public official. I'm not held to the same standard that he is.
Now these are fact. What is he a public official over exactly?
He is a village administrator. That is his exact title for the village of Catlin.
And this is where this is out of Catlin.
Yep.
Now, see, that's outrageous there. Well, somebody got to speak up on these type of things. So at this point, he's harassing you.
Yeah. So in his frivolous order of protection, he claimed I went to his house on 9/7.
He
Wasn't.
put OP on you?
Yeah, he put an OP, but it wasn't granted. So, he's been, he made a fake watchdog page about me. And, Catlin and Tilton, they have social media policies when you work for these municipalities, So, yeah,
So is that what this is here?
yeah, he's found every police report he probably could have on me. Yeah.
What's that, to try to make a fake paper trail on you?
No, he found real paper trail, but it's like to try to say that I'm this bad person, that I shouldn't run a watchdog organization.
So he's trying to try your character basically.
Yes.
Oh no.
But in in his order of protection, he's talked to the state's attorney, Georgetown chief of police, Tilton chief of police, Catlin chief of police, and Oakwood chief of police. He has called every person he can to try to get me arrested.
And all because he was exposed.
Yeah, so he used to be a former police officer in Catlin, but he was fired. He hasn't had very many jobs where he hasn't been fired.
So what's the paperwork from Oakwood? What was that one?
I attended a village meeting, and he FOIA requested that information. Well, it's still an ongoing case. I was charged with 2C misdemeanors. Well, he put victims' information out there in an open case. You know,
so is that what all of this paperwork right here is regarding?
Yes. Well, you know, that's an active case, and you're putting it online. You're monetizing your group. You know, the case has not been resolved. You know, to
How
me,
you doing today?
It affects the case.
Yeah. Now this, and you said, but it's all public record still, though, correct?
Correct, but there's some things you should react if you're going to post it online, especially if it's got people's addresses in an active case.
He publicly putting people addresses out there?
Yeah, you can see in the post that there's addresses out there.
Oh wow! Travis said you on here smoking Reggie, dog. So, Alec, in your opinion, I mean, what would you like to see done about the situation as resolved? Like, what was the end game for you as far as exposing him?
Well, he needs to resign from his position, you know, based on the conduct he's had with various people in the community. He needs to end his fake watchdog group. You know, it's clearly made to harass and dox me, essentially. You know, we don't need these kind of people in our government, in our county, if this is the kind of behavior they're going to do. If you can't handle me putting you out on Front Street because you've been running around without a license, and then you retaliate doing this, and then you cry to all the police officers saying you're a victim, I'm not buying it. And nobody's buying it.
Yeah. He's not a victim. Anything, you the victim.
Yes, I am clearly a victim.
What was the thing that he was running with no license, Eric? I mean, Alec.
Inspecting homes. He was a property inspector without a licence. And so he's coming to people's houses and saying, hey, you need to do all
that's
this.
how RC management probably getting back.
Yeah, but he doesn't help RC management. He's over in Catlin and Tilton. But yeah.
No, I was just but I'm glad you cleared it up. Thank you for clearing it up, though. But because RC, we on y'all next. Because I'm pretty sure they got somebody like that too. Because they, I mean, I know it said in the paperwork, move in ready, but come on, man, some got to give.
That's illegal, though, right, Alec? To be inspecting without the proper license, right?
Yes, that is illegal. I cannot come look at your house and say, man, your house is good to go. I can't do that.
Right.
So if I can't do that, he shouldn't be able to do it either.
So was he doing it independently, or was it through a third party, or?
He has his own business, but he's hired by both these municipalities, Catlin and Tilton. He works for both of them. And so when I exposed that he didn't have a license, they were like, oh, well, he just makes a recommendation to the board. No, he doesn't. So they've tried to cover their ass by talking to their lawyers.
They in cahoots too, basically.
Yeah.
So they say RC management getting by for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We definitely need a deep dive into RC management. You know, that is one of our things. There's so many people where their rents are getting jacked up and they are living in shoddy conditions. And, you know, they need to be held accountable for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big time. So the goal here is we want to get him resigned, essentially, from the position that he's in.
Yes.
Because he's working illegally without the proper license.
That and he's doxing me. You know.
Now what can you, not to cut you off, but what is it that you can do or that we could help do to make that happen?
You have to put pressure on the officials at both villages. That's what we have to do. We have to spread the word on social media. We have to send emails saying, hey, look at his behavior. You know, that's all we can do.
Have you created a paper trail as far as for yourself, as far as the harassment that he's done to you on social media?
Yes. I have a folder here that I keep track of everything that I have going on. I've dotted my I's and crossed my T's. You know, like when he put in this OP, 9-7, and he said I was at his house, I was at home. So I'm not in his driveway. So he's going to court under oath, lying to a judge.
Dennis, you just got here. So not to cut
we're not
you off,
talking about that dude, Dennis.
We're not talking about him today, Dennis. He don't get no more shine. It's over with. Okay. Today we talking about somebody new. Alec, you want to
the next allegation comes about?
Because we got a whole lot of new viewers. So you kind of want to reiterate how we got to here again from the beginning?
Yes. So to catch everyone up, I'm here because a village administrator in Catlin has been harassing my organization, Vermilion County Watchdog. He has filed frivolous orders of protection against me. He has made posts about me with half-truths. And yeah, as a public official, we can't allow this to happen.
So what is it that he actually said to you that's incriminating in a way, or that's not true, or that's false information? Is there anything that was put out there that you want to clear up?
He put in his order of protection that we made a post about his house and we had the wrong address. That's not true. We didn't remove any posts regarding that. We've never put up the wrong information on the watchdog. I've never shown up to his house, so that's false. He thinks I'm targeting him because he's involved in solar farms. No, that's not why I'm targeting him. I'm targeting him, because he's a public official in our county. We have received reports at Vermilion County Watchdog that he treats elderly terribly and he belittles residents in this county. That's why he is on our radar. Nothing to do with the solar farms. It's how you treat people is how you end up on the watchdog. He put in there that we're trying to gain intel on his wife and his schedule. That's not true at all. I don't need to know his schedule, but he when he filed this OP, but then shows up to my court hearing, it's you're trying to be a victim one day and then you want to be a bully the next. And it looks really bad on the courts that they allow this to happen, these frivolous orders of protection against my organization. People get mad when they get exposed and then they retaliate. We've been down this road since we launched the group in January, and we're not going to stop.
And what's the primary focus of the group for those that may or may not know?
It is to get rid of the people in our county that are committing crimes. That's that simple. If you are a public official, you've been put on notice from our organization that we look into you. We don't just come swinging out of the gates. We FOIA request and we look into things. And if it's proven to be true, you make the page. Sometimes it's a week that it takes. Sometimes it's 4 weeks.
Okay, so once he made the page, he started to basically abuse his power, or you think that was something he was doing prior to that, and he's still continuing to do so as far as the false allegations, the police reports, and all of the other little things that he's kind of trying to do, like scare tactics in a way, correct?
Once we filed a complaint against him, he made the page. It was retaliatory to make the page. So
and that is what is the name of that page for those so they will know again?
Vermilion County
Watchdog Exposed. Okay, yeah. yes. Okay, I'm seeing.
So with the Watchdog Exposed, can you let our viewers know again, how did you come in contact with knowing about this man again? Is we still call him a man, or do we know his name?
His name's Dave Biggerstaff.
Oh, Dave Biggerstaff.
Yeah.
He got a baseball name.
I was trying to read. Okay, so this is from one of the things that he posted on the actual page with your information on there.
Yep.
Is that, well, I mean, I can't really say is it legal, but what is the actual, like, what could be done about that?
Nothing can be done about it. It's all public records.
Okay.
The fact that it's public records is really not nothing wrong with what he's doing.
No.
In the public's eye, basically.
Yes. But when he
But
posted that witness's address in an open case, unreacted, that's when he crossed the line.
Right. Yeah, because something could have happened to the. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So basically,
Have you?
basically just to have no regards for nobody else and put all the information out there in order to try to expose you.
Yeah. So people get caught in the crossfire from this. That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, we need to do something. What's his name again?
Dave Biggerstaff works for the Village of Catlin.
Biggerstaff.
Yeah, he has a baseball player named Dave Biggerstaff. How up to bat, Biggerstaff. So since this has been going on, have you seen him personally? I mean, physically. I mean, you know what I'm saying, like in passing or anything.
Well, he showed up to my court hearing after filing an OP, so it's kind of.
Don't he got a restraining order?
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't granted. So it was in all. Yeah.
Okay.
And he just mean mugged you that day at court, or he didn't say nothing.
I think he was hoping the state's attorney was going to put me in jail, so it probably really let him down that didn't happen.
Right.
I mean, put you on jail on what cause, though?
They filed sanctions over that Oakwood case because I sat next to two people that acted a fool at a town hall meeting.
And you were...
They tried to include you with it?
Yeah, they tried to charge me with mob action.
So do you feel like that was in cahoots in a way, or you don't want to say too much on that?
I wasn't in cahoots with anybody. I go to meetings by myself.
No, I'm saying, do you feel like the police were in cahoots to try to pin something on you at that point?
Yes, I believe they're doing everything they can to take down the Vermilion County Watchdog.
Now, what made you come up with the Watchdog? What is the like backstory to you coming with this? This is like a self-employed business.
Yes, we have an EIN number. It's something we need in our community. It really is.
It is.
If you look at some of our local news stations, they kind of skew the facts on some things, and we need somebody else out there that can say, yeah, this is how it really went down. This is what these people are really doing. This is where your tax money really is going.
Yeah. Michelle says, keep doing what you're doing. Expose them all. Yep. How you going? That's the same thing we doing on this platform too.
Yep.
That's what we here for. At the end of the day, it is necessary. And I keep saying, as a community, we need to talk about these issues as a whole and really put pressure and fire behind some of these things, because it's been going on far too long. And us being quiet and being ignorant to certain situations is why it continues to go on. So, you know, we know people take hush hush money to be quiet and all type of things, or they abuse their power to use scare tactics and all these type of things. We see it, but it's about time that we start exposing these people for who they truly are.
I agree.
And bringing it to the forefront. And Michelle say, we're watching and we're listening. Yes, ma'am. So go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
So Alex, when it was a complaint filed on him, and then you got word of it, or somebody came and told you Dave's permitting without permission, basically because he has no license. How did that come about? That's what I wanted to know.
So somebody will make a complaint and say, hey, I'm dealing with this person. You know, I have this going on. And so then I will look into that person and I will pull all the records that I can, you know, and then I found out, I'm looking at the records. I'm like, how is he doing this if he's not licensed? Right. Because like this.
How did you figure out that he wasn't licensed to begin with, though?
It was online.
That's what I want to know. I want to know, like, what was the complaint that got to you? What did he do wrong to somebody that it came to you, or was just like there's information?
There's several buildings that are getting ready to be demolished that are owned by homeowners, and some of these buildings are in good shape. So people are trying to fight back and go, hey, you can't just take my house or my building from me. Can you please help me, Vermilion County Watchdog? And I'm like, let me look into this. So then I'm looking into it going, well, he's not even licensed to make this call. So that's how stuff gets going.
Oh, okay.
So he was having people houses torn down.
Yes. And there's still a fight. There's about 5 or 6 properties that they're still trying to demolish in Catlin. And the goal would be to protect all those homeowners at this point so they can't lose their properties. Because in these small little hick towns, they'll get these ordinances and they'll write them so basically they can take your property from you, even if you own your house and pay your taxes. If they want you gone out of the community, they will. They'll get rid of you.
And that's so unfortunate and messed up.
It is. They'll claim you have stuff hanging from your house or whatever they need to in order to impose these fines. You already can't afford them. They know that. They target people that don't have the money to fight back.
So maybe you just exposing the tip of the iceberg here.
Well, and that's that. They want me to shut up, right? So Dave works for 2 villages, Catlin and Tilton. If he gets, this OP scheduled for a plenary, it was denied on the emergency. If he gets his plenary through, I won't be able to attend board meetings in 2 different towns. Well, that's not fair to Vermilion County watchdog people who want to know what's going on in their towns if they can't make a board meeting.
And so have you been banned from those board meetings at this point, or you can still go?
I can still go, but they're definitely working on trying to make sure I can't attend board meetings.
And is it just more than him at this point?
Yes, there's other public officials that need looked into. It's like he says on his watchdog page, they flock together. And I call these people, it's the good old boys. The good old boys work together. When he talked to 4 police chiefs to try to get me arrested.
Talk your shit, Alec.
Yeah, that's the good old boys. That's all his friends probably called their personal cell phone number up saying, what can we do to get this guy in jail?
Right.
That's what it is. They don't want a watchdog organization. They don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So it's anything they can do. If they could throw frivolous charges on me, they will. I'm in the way. That's all it is at this point.
Steven says, I grew up in Catlin. I would like to see Dave go down. But why do you need to call Catlin a hick town?
I don't think he really like that. He was just saying, but.
Yeah.
Talk your shit, Alec.
Well,
he like out of everything you said, well, I have to be a hick town, though, my dog. But all in all, sticking to the facts, like,
yeah.
Okay, so Steven, do you have any experience with seeing any of these things going? Does anybody in Catlin have any stories that they could share or anything that they could tell? Because a lot of the times when we have these things going on, it could be a lot of people that's affected by this, but just haven't spoken up yet.
And that is the thing. People are afraid to speak up, especially if they live there, because they got to deal with this guy, right?
Yeah. They can't blackball all of us.
Yeah, they can't blackball.
They can't tear down everybody's house. Somebody, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
at some point we got to come together and make it make sense. Is all I was, And I applaud you for putting yourself on the line. That's never easy at any time. And being in the fire of that, because that's a tough space to be in. We're subject to all type of things, which you currently understanding. That's why you're fighting and going through it. And I appreciate you coming on the platform and telling your story. And vice versa. I mean, we kind of keep up with your page, you keep up with ours. It works hand in hand in a way, simultaneously, but these things do need to be addressed and talked about and fixed at some point. Kurt says, what can you do at Westville? They still have no start on fire station started or zone, but we are taxed for the next 20 years. That's corruption at its finest. Again.
Yeah, I have 2 pending Westville stories that haven't been released. One is an Open Meetings Act violation I'm claiming that happened on May 29th of this year. The second Westville story would be a teacher from Westville School was fired a female for sending nudes That is a story that's being looked into that just happened in the last 24 hours. If Kurt can send a private message, it's something I can look into. We get messages daily of things that go on in this county, and we try to help everyone out get a resolution.
Yep. So make sure y'all inbox. If anybody has any information or anything that we should know, make sure y'all inboxing people and getting that information over, because it's imperative. And then we can be able to use that and have the leverage that we would need in that fight and in this cause. It takes a village, and that's the reason why we wanted to. Well, Alec wanted to tell his story and get it out there because it's tough being in it alone. And we just want to let you know you ain't by yourself. It's a whole community out here. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and we got to start standing on that at some point. We're not going to see the change that we want to see if we continue to allow people to abuse their power and misuse it, because that's all that's going on at this point. It's a very corrupt system of preying on people that's weak.
So that's the one thing about our organization that's different than different media outlets is people can come to me confidentially with information. I don't need a name for my sources. I let me put my name in the fire, because I'll verify it myself. And that's how we're different. Most people will post, hey, I got information from so-and-so. Well, sometimes I'll get issues where people are having issues at work and they can't directly confront their employer. Well, I can,
So Steve said Dave approached Keon Clark at the Catlin Park where he was playing basketball with high school players who won the state championship that year. Dave was a rent-a-cop. He informed Keon wasn't allowed there. They ran him out of town, and Keon was a friend of mine. Well, that's crazy.
I believe Keon was black, correct?
So Dave's a racist as well?
It's all starting to come to the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Keon Clark, man. Danville native, man.
Okay.
So he ran Keon out of town, basically. Okay, so why did he get fired as a cop? Because I did hear you mention that earlier.
So he was threatening somebody on duty while as a police officer.
Oh, so that's just in his character and behavior in general.
He is a bully. So if you allow a bully to be in charge of town ordinances and come to your house and you get into it with him, you think he's not going to start hitting you with large fines if your grass is not cut?
Is he a big guy?
No, he's not that big.
I was just asking like intimidating fact. Sometimes that goes into it.
It's the power that he has that's intimidating. It's not him.
But what seat does he actually have to have that power in the first place? If he's not a cop anymore and then he's unlicensed,
it's because he's a village administrator. They have given him this power.
Oh, that's the title right there.
Yeah.
Village administrator. Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's the guise in disguise that he uses to do his ploy. Gotcha.
But he is still a property inspector for the village of Tilton, unlicensed. That's what he's on the payroll for.
Damn. So he's going in and basically doing inspection and would say, hey, your property is not up to par.
Yes.
We're going to tear it down.
Yeah. So he'll
or is there a process to where he just fines them to so much to where now they own the property and they can do whatever with it at that point?
Yes. They will hit you with fines that you cannot afford. And over the time, those fines will be enough to put a lien on your property, and then the villages acquire your home.
Well, if you have been a victim of that, feel free to reach out. Because everything helps at this point. That's crazy work though. So how you said it's five or six maybe houses still people fighting for their property right now as we speak.
Right now. And they've posted things on Facebook essentially saying like they've already won in court when some of these are still ongoing, and put it out on Facebook and in the Catlin community page, that they're going to win at the end of the day. They're putting a predisposition on these properties and pretty much saying they're already theirs, when that's not the case at all.
So who is the fines coming through, and how is he able to give you fines if he's not even properly registered or licensed?
They drag you through municipal court, right? And municipal court is they'll drag you in forever. It's worse than our courthouse.
Still, yeah.
So they'll say, hey, we went to court with you for 18 months. Well, now the fine's $18,000 on your property, right? Because we went through court with you this long. Now you lost. So now you have this large fine on your property. You can't pay the fine. Well, now that's your lien. Now they're going to take your property.
So they're basically just swindling people for the properties that they want. Or is it because I want to ask, is it like certain land that they're wanting? Because you know how certain people want certain properties in certain places. So is it just those people that's in a certain area that's been affected, or is this something that's going on in the entire county?
It's between Catlin and Tilton, but I can give you one property. It's 106
Sandusky. I just meant like this, like, okay, they're doing this on the east side predominantly because they want to basically gentrify it or make it better or whatever. But instead of saying that, this is one way for them to do it without having any pushback. And that's kind of what I was asking.
They're doing it all over.
All over the. Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay.
I believe it's targeted. I believe if they think you are a problem maker in the community, they're going to go after your property.
And what makes you a problem maker? Do you live in that community, by the way?
No, but I reside in the county.
Okay.
But I think if like you had cops at your house a couple times, or if the neighbors are complaining about you, it'll put you on their list to start looking into you harder to see what they can.
Yes, I mean, it's gentrification going on everywhere at this point. It's all over the world, the country at this point. I don't think it's just one place that it's specific to. It's going on everywhere. So that's why I asked that question, because I mean, I've seen it happen right in front of my eyes where I've lived too. And it's not anything that's wrong with it to a certain extent. I get it, but then on the outside of it, it's kind of like, y'all know these people can't afford these houses. So it's like the selling point to us is, hey, it's going to be better, proper. We're upgrading things, but the downfall of that is not a lot of people can afford the property once that happens.
Yes.
The rent gets skyrocketed up just because a Starbucks is down the street now, or Whole Foods is down the street now. Now the rent goes up an extra $2,000. But these things are what's going on. So that's why I asked that question, just to kind of get some clarity with that. So Catlin and Tilton area, Vermilion Times, we appreciate y'all checking in. Emil said they are targeting a specific race or age group.
It's all elderly people involved in this. Out of all the properties that they're after right now, it's all elderly people. And unfortunately, they don't have the resources to fight back.
Most of very targeted.
Most of the people own their properties and have their property taxes paid up to date. I know I've been in one of the buildings that they're after, and it is structurally sound, and they are trying to demolish it. So it makes me physically sick actually visiting some of these properties, knowing that this shouldn't be going on.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. And then that's what I was thinking, like, are there the part of tearing it down is to put something in its place, or?
Yes. So the 106 Sandusky that they're trying to take is right down the street from their village hall. It is a structurally sound building. It's fine, right? It's going to last probably another 100 years before anything happens to it. Well, in their arguments, this building is paid for, property taxes are paid. They're saying it's been vacant for 13 years. It is nobody's business what you do with your property if it sits vacant. It's not your property.
Right.
So why does it matter? Well, they obviously want to take the building down. It's 206 Sandusky. They want to take the building down and probably put a subway there.
Right.
And I guarantee that's what will happen. something will pop up in 6 months, and you end up talking to the people behind the scenes and say, hey, they'll be like, yeah, we had this plan for years. You know, well, you know, it's really sad, and I wish we had more lawyers in our county that would step up to the plate and go, hey, we're going to start going to municipal court and defending these people pro bono.
You know what it is? I think they all got to stop mingling, because that's part of the problem. They're all friends. So it's hard for you to get a lawyer to sue somebody that they go out to lunch and dinner with on an everyday basis or weekly, you know, and that's a lot of the problem. When anything the city does to anyone, no lawyer will even pick it up. And then their excuse to you will be, I could lose my license if I take this case on.
Yes.
Which is just an easy get out of jail free card, essentially, for everybody that's doing it. Because I've had a case against the state in Chicago, and I went everywhere. And then you can't go out of state to get an attorney. And it's just, they make it very difficult. Even when you have
okay,
right in your hand. It could be, I had video evidence, paperwork, I had all the evidence in the world. Still nobody would take my case.
Yeah.
And I know that they communicate, because I went all the way to Skokie to talk to a person, and somehow he still reached out to the attorney that was on the case that I was speaking about and told him, hey, this young man is building a case on you.
Yeah.
Might want to pay attention to what he's talking about. So now when I come back, he got a different tone. But this is my thing. They all talk.
Yep.
They all talk. I went so far to try to ensure that this wouldn't happen, and it still happened. So that lets me know it's bigger than what. I don't know if they have lawyers or what type of meetings they have, but at some point they all know each other.
Yeah, they all drink at the same bar in Vermilion County. I can tell you. I can tell you that.
Well, there it is, folks. You know, so it kind of puts us between a rock and a hard place, and I think that's why, as a community, we have to come together and step up for some of these things, because right is right and wrong is wrong. And if the attack is on elderly people, that's definitely wrong at the end of the day.
It is. And the problem is getting people to speak up about this, to put a stand to it and say, hey, we're not going to allow this to happen anymore. And that's where you come into, like, you need to talk to these people and say, hey, we know your grass is getting too long. Instead of a fine, I'm going to come cut your grass for you. You know, I don't need to impose a fine on an elderly woman. You know, they need to have more leniency on some of these situations. You know, not everything needs to result in a fine. You know, not everything needs to, I'm going to take you to municipal court. You know, they're definitely going really hard on people that have a hard enough time in life as it is.
And that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
So when he wants to lie and say, I'm coming to his house and do all this stuff, he doesn't want his information out there that he's doing this. Point blank, period.
Have you exposed any of his information in that context?
No, not just really the property inspector, that he wasn't licensed to do that. I'm currently sitting on another folder of files given to me about him that haven't been posted to the public yet. I'm calling it my 2.0 files. So it gets a little more personal in those files, since he wanted to be personal. We're just kind of seeing what's going on at this point. If the courts are going to keep allowing frivolous orders of protection to be filed against me, I would expect a lawsuit to come soon from an attorney representing me against both villages. I would expect that real soon. Steven, most people message me and then I go pick it up.
Yeah. Good job, Steven. Get that paperwork in, for real. This is the whole reason. Yeah, you feel me? But at the same time, this is what's needed. This is what's necessary. At the end of the day, we can't keep allowing them to do these things and use their power and abuse it on the average people in the community. You feel me? So that's just like, if we saw it happening right in front of us, we wouldn't stand there and just let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the point that, you know, the attack is on elderly people, at this point we can kind of say that, because that's who's being targeted, because they won't have a voice to stand up. And like you said, there probably should be some empathy and leniency when it comes to that. They can't get out there and really get the yard work done like that anymore. You
No.
know? So it's an unfortunate situation, but you can tell it's an abuse of power at this point of what's going on. And maybe he was an scapegoat for them by him not being licensed. They could easily throw him under the bus when all hell breaks loose. We never know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Complaints have been filed. I'm really good at reaching out to the government oversight agencies. I've built a relationship with them since I've launched. So we'll see what happens. They got lawyers in place for a reason, and I've done my due diligence. So,
well, stay prayed up and protected, Alec. When people get desperate, once it all comes crashing down, and it's gonna come crashing down for sure.
oh yeah, we receive multiple death threats a month, so it comes with the territory. You
Yes,
don't
it
get in
does.
the kitchen if you can't handle the heat.
Yeah, that's what they say. That is what they say. You got anything else you want to add, Mike, or ask? Do
Oh man,
anybody in that's watching? Do you guys have any questions or anything that you would like to ask?
I appreciate Alex for coming on, man, spreading the word, telling what he's been going through, the wrongness. Like just showing like sometimes it ain't about the color. It's just, man, some people just evil and hatred. You feel me?
Yep.
And it's like a lot of the stuff that he's been talking about. We as black people can, understand that. You feel me? Because it be going on in our neighborhoods to in our communities. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah, they'll
appreciate
pay
him.
your back taxes right up under your nose and
Yeah,
come and
feel me?
serve you at your front door. It's the same. It's kind of
Yeah.
the same
Like,
thing down there.
Yep.
when you find out more information, man, just hit the inbox, man. Come back on anytime, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
No, no
No problem.
problem. Where could you let people know where they can find your page at and where they can find you at so they can get that information to you? If there is anybody that has anything that they want to be looked at or have anything that's necessary or needed.
Yeah, so our Facebook is Vermilion County Watchdog. Our email is vermilioncountywatchdog@gmail.com. Just message the page, and we take it from there.
That part right there. So there we are right there. We appreciate you coming on the platform and sharing your story. We're gonna stay close and monitor the situation with you and keep us updated. So that because we want to see something done about this, obviously.
Yes.
And stay safe out here as well because
They-
they putting a lot of pressure under us for telling the truth. And that's the one part that I don't even understand. If you had this energy about doing the right thing, we wouldn't have to do this in the first place.
I agree.
So, yeah, times is changing, man. We ain't in the same times that we used to be in, and I just feel like it's gotten way, way, way too out of hand at this point. So we all have seen. This has been a crazy week in America already. So just this is just getting crazier and crazier by the day. I feel like, man. I ain't to say bring him to Westville, not Dave though. Man, Westville got a lot of problems like this too. What's going on in the Ville?
Yeah,
I thought Westville was cool.
They just had a teacher fired for sending nudes yesterday, and then
What?
they got Open Meetings Act violations. I haven't made it to a Westville meeting yet, but I need to get out there.
Wait. They had a teacher sending news to kids?
Yes, it's an ongoing investigation, but yes.
We ain't gotta say no more about it. It's okay.
Yeah.
They gonna be on the Midwest Mess Sunday recap. I'm putting do my due
Yeah.
diligence. Oh man, they out here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I
Wow.
expect to have the full story probably by the end of this week.
Man, that's crazy. Why wasn't none of my teachers going when I was in high school? Yeah. Carla say Georgetown too.
Yeah, I've been looking into Georgetown.
This just the whole Vermilion County just doing what they want to do out here, huh?
Yes.
And nobody's saying anything until you guys started to kind of expose certain people one by one, and then now false accusation.
Well, that's why we really have to vet our information that we receive, because somebody could get into it with somebody and say, hey, look at this guy, and there's really not a problem at all, but it's a personal vendetta. So you got to kind of sift through and go, is this something that these guys had going on? So it takes time sometimes to find out who's telling the truth.
That's very understandable. I definitely understand that. We have to do our due diligence to make sure our sources is also credible before we put that information out there as real. That was another reason why we had the guy come on to try to figure out what was going on with the Ricky situation, and I'm glad we did, because had we not, it probably would have been a shit show the next day, as far as speculation wise, and us going with that narrative as if it was true. So sometimes you got ask the hard questions and get down to the nitty gritty, because there's a lot of people, just like what you said, have personal vendettas going on. It will make it seem like it's something truly going on or something truly wrong, even though it's kind of not the case. You know what I mean? So yeah, you made a great point with that one as well. Not every source we get is credible.
Yes.
We do have to do our due diligence and homework on these things.
And I'm sure I could go off on the Ricky situation for a tangent, but as far as Vermilion County Watchdog goes, we were able to confirm where a situation happened with a minor. That is a fact. So that's why our post is still left up.
Hold on. As far as what?
Well, like how Trevor had those screenshots. We don't know who that victim was or if that's credible, but we were able to confirm that he did sleep with a minor, not while he was a mayor, but 10 years ago, to somebody that was 16 years old. We were able to confirm that at the Watchdog. So that's why our post is still left up. So
what's
Ricky,
that?
Ricky.
Yeah, where's the co-mayor at right now? Love to have a chat with him.
I don't know where Dennis went. He got up out of here real fast. Dennis, if you still watching, man.
but that's the thing about the Watchdog, is people feel comfortable to confide in us. We have built that trust up in the community. So, it is what it is.
So it was some years ago.
Yes.
Can you still be tried for that at this point?
There is no statute of limitations on that. There was a law passed in 2019 that changed that. So yes, he can still be held accountable in the court of law.
Angie, I agree with your comment. Why can't everybody love everyone? The world is a sad place right now. It definitely is. It definitely is. It's too much hate and not enough love. Definitely.
What's going on?
What's going on? We don't know. But we here for it.
Yeah.
Just know that. We here for it. We here for the fight. We here for the cause. You know what I'm saying? Our platform is for everybody to have a voice at the same time too. That was one of the reasons why we wanted to start this platform, because people like you need a spotlight. There's a lot of people that do the hard work on the ground that don't get no spotlight, that get looked over every day. And these are the people that deserve a real spotlight. The people that are actually in the spotlight ain't the people we should be following.
No.
And that's one of the things I have to figure out the hard way. The person that you looking up to and thinking that's the good guy is more than likely the bad guy when you get them behind closed doors. In all seriousness. So we need to start putting more spotlight on the people that deserve the spotlight. And what's crazy is he will try to bring up your past and use that, to discredit you or defamations of character as far as who you. But as people, we grow.
Yeah,
that's the best part about this. So it's not about who I was before. Who am I right now today? And this is what I'm doing. So you bringing up that has nothing to do with what's going on right now, where I'm at right now. And where we're headed.
It's no secret that I've been arrested. The last domestic I had, the girl killed my daughter, and that was how my sentence was changed on the charges and reduced. And it's very unfortunate that running the watchdog, this information had to come to light. I am not scared of it. I've openly talked about it. I did my time. And unfortunately, I lost my daughter at 11 months old as a result of it.
My condolences. I didn't get that far into it to even know that much, but that for him to go that deep is even crazier.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Thanks for sharing. Wish you all the love on your approach, says Troy. That is wild, bro.
Yeah.
That when we talk about like low blows, like whoa, that's a real low blow right there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought he was just on some trolling shit, but that's way past trolling at that point.
Yeah. So he and you got to remember, at the end of the day, this guy represents a village. He is a village administrator still employed by a village. They have social media policies in place. They're saying nothing he's doing is wrong. So
they even know he's behind the page and don't care.
Yes.
Oh, then they in cahoots. Then it's right there in our face. They're definitely in cahoots with each other. There.
Yeah. So something's gonna happen for sure.
For sure.
It's crazy. Well, we're gonna stay close to you, like we said, Alec. And if there's any way that the Midwest Mess can help you, please reach out and let one of us know. We are here for you. You know, we share y'all stuff often as well as y'all sharing our stuff. We just gonna continue to do that. I saw it a million times on here earlier. The more we network and keep this going, it's only going to help at the end of the day, because it's necessary. And they can't make all of us shut up. They can't stop all of us. So that's how I look at it. You know, the more of us step up and speak up, the more of us that takes a step out on faith to do this type of things, the better off we'll be. We can't keep sitting back being docile and quiet about these things that we know we should be speaking up on. At some point, we got to stand up to the injustice that's going on in our communities, because they're going to continue to do it unless we do something about it. And we are paying these people that we voted in at the end of the day. So as the people, we have a right to look into you and see what you're doing and see if you're doing it correctly. And if you aren't, you need to get up and we need to put somebody in there that can do it correctly.
Yep.
And those are the real facts. So I do appreciate you, Alec, coming on and updating us on everything.
Not a problem.
That's why America is the greatest country in the world. Freedom of speech. Yes, for sure. And they even trying to take some of that from us. You know what I'm saying? Even with the incident that happened this week, like it's unfortunate that the man had to lose his life, but at the same time, all of these are scare tactics to make us want to keep quiet, to incite racial conflict between two parties. And they know that this is what they do it for. They understand what's going on. But how long are we going to keep allowing that to happen? You get what I'm saying? The everyday, day-to-day person, I don't experience that level of racism on a day-to-day basis. That's not saying racism doesn't exist. It does. It's out here. But it ain't at the scale how y'all trying to make it seem when it's being put out publicly. And that's the part that kind of gets me a little bit. So it's like divide and conquer tactics every day. I gotta be against Alex, he gotta be against me just because I'm black. We can't see eye to eye, even though we might have 11,000 things in common. But if they could keep us arguing over this and that, we'll never even realize we more alike than what we thought.
Yep.
So that's why I say some of these things need to be put at the forefront and actually talked about. Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable in the beginning. Yeah, some people gonna feel some type of way and have their opinion, but that all comes with it. It all comes with it. Nene, appreciate them stars. You getting props right over there. Choice. So my question is, if Dave writes someone up because he's not licensed, does that make the violation null? That was the question that I was going to ask too, Troy. I'm glad you said that, because that was one of the questions I wanted to ask but forgot.
So the Illinois Department of Financial Regulation is involved in this at this point, because I have filed a complaint. Both villages have claimed that he makes a referral to the board and the board decides. That is now their scapegoat answer. we're going to wait and see what the Illinois Department of Financial Regulation has to say about that.
Okay, so here's my thing. Do we have any witnesses that stated that he's actually been the one to do this?
Yes.
Is there a paper trail to collaborate with it?
Yes. I have plenty of paper trails on him.
Well, there it is right there. And because it's still an active case, you can expose it, or you just wait until the right time to expose it?
I'm waiting. I don't want it to look like I'm doing anything that's retaliatory at this point. You know.
Understood.
I want.
They said, "Wake up, boy." I'm sorry, Alan. They say, "Doc, wake up, cuz."
I fall asleep. Damn, sorry.
Wake up,
long
night
last
night. Wake up, Doc, say cheese. Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry, Alan. Okay, you can finish what you just said. I'm sorry.
No, it's just normally I would just release things, but we're just kind of sitting to wait to see what the government oversight community things are going to do at this point. You know?
Okay, because at first I thought maybe it was a tit for tat thing, and maybe, but no, it was only you exposing him made him just start going down this whole rabbit hole with you. Correct?
Yeah. No, I try not to take things too personal. You know, so that's why when he filed this frivolous order of protection, I'm like, oh, these are the antics that we're about to do. These are the reindeer games.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And being a former cop, obviously you have a little bit access, or at least some friends that, you know, where you could kind of, but it still haven't worked.
Yeah, so yeah, since he was a former cop, by him contacting all these police officers, I think he was trying to get the buddy thing going. Like, hey, arrest this guy for me. You know, do something. You know.
Yeah, understood. Well, it all makes sense. And you still out here with us, so obviously there's none of it work.
Nah.
And it ain't scaring nobody. So keep the fight alive. Keep doing what you're doing. As a community, whatever we could do to rally behind Alec, I think we need to do so. And with the Midwest Mess, make sure y'all support all the platforms, you guys. This is the reason why we do this stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis. Crystal says, hi, gentlemen, coming in late. Not sure on topic. I promise to behave and apologize to getting triggered by last time. No, Crystal, you fine. You are a regular. You a regular, Crystal. We don't never
don't do that.
Don't let the guests that we have on scare you off. You know you still our girl, Crystal.
She was mad at Trevor.
Oh yeah, I know.
About what?
He Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people dislike him, but at the same time, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion on certain things, and you know, I just kind of left it at that. So, yep. As the days continue and more information is exposed and things come out to the light, we just gonna have to wait and see. Because as far as what I saw, I didn't see anything, but I mean, we never know. Like you said, you got some credible sources. We just haven't seen the information yet. So that's how I'll just leave it where it's at for that. But
it takes a lot for someone that has been a victim of this kind of sexual deviant behavior to come forward and speak to law enforcement. It's not an overnight process.
No, that's very much true.
So you gotta give them time sometimes. You know, and you don't want to rush it, you know.
Yeah, we got Facebook page, YouTube, all of that. Just look up the Midwest Mess or Midwest Live Broadcasting, and you'll see our pages on there. Or you can just give us a follow on our personal pages as well. Mine is Quana Don. That's Michael
Sherfield. Appreciate that, Troy.
Alec. We're gonna tag him on there as well. So, but we're friends on Facebook, so you guys can go through there and find us that way as well. Yeah, we're here. What the whole point of the platform is to talk about these things at a high rate to everybody. We all could come in. It's an open platform for everybody. It's not specific to one person or any genre or any of that. It's an open platform to any and everybody. And I want to continue to leave it as that. Because the more people we could have coming in and telling their stories and sharing their experiences, and we learning from each other. And I'm learning things about people that I didn't even know that I've been knowing for some years. You know what I'm saying? So that only happens because people could come on here and be transparent. So yeah, sometimes there's some judgment behind it. You can't control what people comment, and internet keyboard thugs and stuff. We can't control that part of it. But the biggest part of it is actually getting the information out there and actually speaking about it. And that's the most important part as far as how I think about it and feel about it. You know what I mean? At some point, somebody has to have a voice for the people that's voiceless. And that's kind of how I looked at it. So I don't mind talking about it. So I'm going to talk about it. And that's kind of where the Midwest Mess came in at. So, and Dot said, hey, man, you got to put it out there, Quan. You can't be like that. Because I was going to be very professional and keep it. No, we can't do. We're going to still be professional. But we do need to talk about it and put it out there. So I was a little more open-minded to the idea, and I'm glad that I was, because I like the direction that we're going in and where the platform is going. So I appreciate everybody that tuned into the episode today. Appreciate our guests for coming through and blessing the mess here on the show. We're going to keep everybody updated on what's going on. I do apologize that we missed Tuesday and Thursday. Blame it on me. It was not Mike's fault. It was Quan's fault this week. I've dropped the ball this week. But guess what? We're going to be back Sunday for the Midwest Mess recap. You feel me? It's going to be a busy weekend. So we're going to have a lot of stuff to unpack on that show. So, for anybody that was entertained today, come back Sunday. We're going to have some more. And last but not least, before we get out of here, Alex, let them know where they can find you at one more time.
Vermilion County Watchdog on Facebook.
Like and follow
exactly.
page.
I did report it to police when it happened to me in the 80s, and Trevin appeared to care about losing his man more than the same victim. What was triggered me to literally set me off. His gossip attitude was like, and that's what that's what all kind of makes it unfortunate, because there was maybe some truth and some importance to what he was saying, but because he was kind of I have the words that I want to say, it's just not coming out right. He basically dropped the ball when he made it into a joke, essentially. Yep. And this is not a joking matter. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a joking matter, and then it makes it just look like it's not as credible as it should be. And I wanted to make sure during that interview we kept it sticking to the facts. Like, I don't care about your boyfriend. I don't care about if he opened up another Jimmy John. I don't care about none of that. Only topic at hand is this right here.
Yep. Right.
And that's where I wanted to keep it. So, yeah. So that's just how it is. Okay. So yeah. Everybody on the same accord. Go ahead, Mike. Where they can find you at?
They can find me right here on Facebook and Instagram, Michael Sherfield. Also find me on TikTok on Mike Day 6. My road to 10,000. Follow me.
Y'all know the vibes. Y'all can find me at Quan the Don on all platforms. Shout out to Midwest Live Broadcasting. Shout out to Dilla TV. Shout out to Roku TV. And shout out to everybody that tuned in with us tonight. We appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch y'all here next time, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out with us. And until next time, like we said, we'll see y'all back here Sunday.
Thank you.